Welcome back to Jayme and Andy's Tesla Adventures. Last night, Andy and I received FSD, or I guess we're starting to say self-driving, so SD 14.2 last night. And we took a little test drive. We were both very impressed with it. SD did a great job. We said that with the last version, but it did have a lot of problems as far as like being overly sensitive with objects, even kind of hesitating at intersections, like, should I go, just kind of like brake jabbing. The brake jabbing was definitely non-existent last night. There's this too that comes with it. It's the Tron. That's pretty sweet. So you can select that and then, music kicks on, which is pretty rad. And then also your car turns into the actual little motorcycle. Also, the accent lighting too, it kicks on with the music, and it's synced with the music. And also another thing too, you can see that the buildings are 3D now. The speed profiles definitely have chilled down quite a bit. SD wanted to keep it at 5 miles per hour over the speed limit in standard mode. Hurry was 10. Mad Max mode was, it kind of stood around 15 miles per hour. There was at one point where we were going onto the on-ramp on the US 40, which is a 45 mile per hour road. And we were coming onto the on-ramp and it showed in the navigation 25 miles per hour. But in Mad Max mode, SD just floored it. It just started, it excelled very aggressively to about 63 miles per hour. But then as soon as it got onto the highway itself, which again is 45 miles per hour, it got into that like 15 mile per hour range. Such an improvement compared to the last, speed profiles. The speed profiles were just really inconsistent. Anyway, let's go ahead and go. Start driving. And then you hear too that there's a little bit of a chime sound from the Tron movies, I'm assuming, when the turning signal goes on. And right now I do have it in Mad Max mode. We'll go ahead and keep it in that actually, unless I need to actually deactivate it, which judging from last night, I don't think I'll need to. And also in Mad Max mode, it has that assertiveness too, where it wants to pass people if they're not going the speed it wants to, which I'm fine with. I actually love that it's assertive, passing people. Alright, so we're at 15 miles per hour over the speed limit right now, and to me that's great on a highway. Like, that's not an issue. So it seems like the driving profiles, we haven't tried sloth mode or chill mode yet, but with standard, again, it keeps it right about 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, and then hurry about 10, and Mad Max it's about 15. As you saw right there, it went to 60. Yeah, so this Tron mode is actually pretty sweet. You can take a look right here. As soon as you activate Tron mode, it in the toy box, it actually starts playing Nine Inch Nails music. And again, like at nighttime, with all the accent lighting, going with the music, synced with the music, and the music's just perfect for this mode right here. It makes it very exciting, and it was quite fun actually. I didn't want to end the little short drive last night, which kind of sucked, but we ended up getting pizza, and by that time, it was already too late to go out and drive for us. I'm going to try to not use the rear cameras too much today, just so that you can kind of see the Tron animation right here. I also selected to, parking lot where we're going. We're going to the Ace here in Steamboat Springs, which it's pretty cool that you can select that. I do wish that at some point Tesla does come out with other options that you can actually have as a default for yourself. I would like to have it be able to park, SD to park far away from people. I've seen how people are around my car, Andy's car, our cars, and also just other people's in general, and not very respectful. And it's kind of, especially when you have a car like this, a Tesla, you definitely don't want to get any dings on it. I mean, it's bound to happen, but lessen the amount of chances. But anyway, yeah, it would be great if FSD, or SD, you're able to, set that as a default where I want to have you park far away from people. Another option too would be great if, people who are permitted to park in handicap spots, they have that option, like, hey, park in a handicap spot. That would be another great thing too, because SD does definitely avoid, in our experience, it avoids handicap spaces, which, is what we want it to do. Another thing too, that'd be great to see, SD parking into, like, if you were to go to, like, a private parking lot, if you have assigned spaces, it would be great if FSD knew what space was yours, and you can just have it say, hey, this is my assigned space, start parking here when I arrive home, or at work, wherever. But see, I really like this. Like, it's in Mad Max. I have not switched it yet. I would like using it in, in other, like, if there were people around. If there are other people around, that's when I would use Mad Max mode. Again, I love the assertiveness when it was actually changing lanes, passing people. But then once it would get to, to the front of the line, then I'd have to switch it down to standard mode, because, then it would start going fast, and I didn't want it to do that. I just wanted it to be able to pass people. But this is, like, really comfortable. And yeah, it's all the speed profiles are definitely tamed. And look, I haven't had to switch it yet. It's been in Mad Max mode, and this to me is it's fine. Interesting. I heard too that the nag has definitely dimmed down a bit. I think it did it in the beginning of the video. But let's see here. We can pretend that I'm texting or whatever and see if it actually does that. Okay, so I was looking at my phone the entire time I was saying that, so let's start right now, actually. Go ahead, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so it's finally nagging at me. I would say that was probably about 12 seconds, maybe 10 seconds or something. Some guys on X are saying that, the nag is like pretty much non-existent. There was one particular I was watching, gentleman in his Cybertruck. He just kept looking at his phone and, testing out the nag, and it didn't complain at all. There were some saying that, like, you got more time before SD nag kicks in, but you're gonna have to be able to navigate on your screen, type in different addresses, or Elon said, you're gonna be able to text soon. You're gonna be able to essentially sleep and arrive at your destination soon. I think he said that for version 14.3, but we'll see. It's pretty exciting stuff. I mean, you would think that laws would have to change for it, because here in Colorado, you got your phone in your hand while you're driving. It's illegal. But I don't know, they have to change the laws in that, because if you're driving, or if you're having SD drive and you're on your phone, you're technically not driving. It's just totally weird. I don't know, they're gonna have to put some kind of exemptions in the statutes. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but things do definitely need to change, because we can't keep these same traffic laws. With the future, with technologies getting better, and especially with this great technology, you can't, with the traffic laws, you can't really have that apply to autonomous vehicles, because you aren't driving. Like, this whole time, this has been driving, and it's been doing great. No disengagements, no hesitations, no brake jabbing, no nothing. Here, I'm going to get rid of this, actually. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to have it park. I think I had it park one time last night, so we're going to have it park in the parking lot, so I can show that it still does a great job at that. Hopefully, I don't want to have it not. I would say that was a perfect job right there in parking. Not too bad. I mean, well, it could be a little bit more centered. But me personally, because I don't like parking next to people, I wouldn't do this. Again, that's where it'd be great if, Tesla would be able to have that option that you can set as a default. Hey, I want to park over there where there's nobody. Because again, people can get pretty ruthless. So, and by that, when I say ruthless, I mean they just have no care. Because they don't, I've seen it plenty of times. People throw their doors open. They haven't yet with this, but they brush their bags up against the Tesla. They'll brush up against it with their body and uncomfortably get a little too close with their door opening. So I try to avoid that as much as possible. Andy and I didn't mention it, but we actually, on the day before Halloween and the night before Halloween, we got egged. I could have swore it was 3 eggs, but we didn't know what happened. So we were letting FSD drive, and we were on a certain road. It was 25 miles per hour, and all of a sudden we just hear this, these loud thuds, and obviously we start seeing this slimy substance right there. That was kind of a wide turn. I don't know why it did that. The slimy substance on the windshield, and at that point I kind of connected, hey, that's eggs. Somebody's throwing eggs at us. And I looked at the car ahead of me to see if somebody was like throwing it from their car. I couldn't see anything, and we do a U-turn, and we're looking kind of like, on the right side, or what was our right side at that time, but we're looking to the left to see if there's anybody there, and nothing. So we, quickly zoomed to the neighborhoods, and looked across the field, where we were initially, and then I could see this tiny silhouette, because, it was far away, far in the distance, getting on a bike, it looked like. So Andy got out and he started going down the field, trying to rush down over there. I'm over here, my vision, with the car is kind of impaired because of the egg gooiness all over the windshield. It was all over. But I rushed down over there, and we couldn't find them. During that time, I called the police, and the police arrived. We watched them. They actually showed up pretty quickly. It's like they were just right there as we were calling dispatch. And the police went in the field, and they had their, searchlights on. They were looking in the field. And I'm watching the video, and I'm just going to say I was upset. I was extremely upset. I forgot to save the video. But I watched the dash cam footage, and sure enough, you can see somebody on the right of us as we turned down on that road on the sidewalk, just tossing eggs. I saw him throw one egg. He had to have had friends. And anyway, the police took a little snapshot of him, and a little bit later, I think maybe even a week later, Andy and I noticed eggs in a different spot, in a different area of the city, thrown on the street. So we called the police to do a follow-up. And anyway, long story short, the police actually did find those people, those kids, I should say, that were part of that incident that we saw that night. And they were going to celebrate, quote, with gummy worms, I guess, for their egging of whoever they egged that night. But they were not a part of the people that egged our car. But they did say that it was traveling through the high school that they egged the Robotaxi Tesla, because we have, Robotaxi decal on the sides. So somebody probably, they obviously did probably, gloat about it to their friends, and it traveled around. But it, hasn't gotten back to us that they actually found the actual person who did it. Hopefully they do, because they did leave a dent or a chip mark in the hood, and that's the downer part of it. They left in the bottom part of an egg, chips in the paint, which was unfortunate. So Andy and I ended up getting a Tesla paint repair kit online, matched it up with the correct paint numbers, which can be found in the seal of your door, and I touched it up to the best that I could, and now we just have to deal with it. I mean, you're not going to see it if you're not looking for it, if you don't know it's there, but if you're looking for it because it's there, you definitely will find it. But it definitely looks much better than what it did, which is a shame. And here I am talking about other things. FSD's been doing a great job, other than that little wide turn way back there. I haven't noticed anything else, unless I just missed it because I'm spaced out talking about the egg incident. But yeah, look, we're still in Mad Max. I have not switched it. Obviously, there's a lot more traffic right now, so it's not going to speed too much, but you did see it speed up to about 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, which again is fine on on highways. I don't know how it'll do in town. We'll probably have to try it out during the nighttime to see in the downtown area how it'll work out, if it'll go about because 35 in a 25 mile per hour zone, I mean, that's fine, but I don't know, like I don't really like going above 10 in the downtown area, especially when it's like 25 miles per hour. I would keep it about 5 generally, but 10's the max that I would do. So we'll kind of play with that a little bit, but again, the speed profile is definitely tamed for sure. Alright, so the speed limit still is 25, so I guess we can test it here. So there it is right there. Now it's 15 over. Alright, so I mean, I wouldn't do it. We're outside of the whole, busy area, so I mean, it's fine. And the police love this spot right here, because now it's 35. But people in that spot right over there, they'll go faster than that, and that's where the police love to hang out. So if you're in this area, go the speed limit, or just a little bit over, because they will get you there. Yeah, this has been a really pleasant drive. Like, I have not had to worry about it at all. I'm paying attention to the road, But I don't want to sound bad right now, but I'm not really focused. I'm more focused on talking about, the different speed profiles, the egg story, and I've been not doing all that, but that's, in my opinion, a good thing, that I don't have to really focus in on the driving, because that's what we're trying to aim for. We want to aim to where we can relax. We can be safe in our vehicles while relaxing, sleeping, texting, playing games, watching movies. That's what it's about. That's what we're aiming for, is we're aiming for comfort, relaxation, excitement, entertainment, whatever. Because, driving can be very exhausting. Driving is extremely exhausting on the body, because you're always in this position right here, especially if you're on long trips. That's no fun. But if you're sitting here, you're relaxed, and you're doing whatever, letting the car chauffeur you around, why should we stress out about that? When people were complaining about how those people, way back when with autopilot, people were falling asleep at the wheel, like, oh my gosh, look at what it's going to cause. And it's like, for years and years, with automobiles, people have always fallen asleep at the wheel. Not necessarily because they want to, but because it happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the drive. It was very short today, but that's a good thing. Like, it's short, it proved the point, it showed what it's capable of, and until next time.